Okay, let's dive in. Today we're looking at a piece of hardware that might seem, I don't know, a little unassuming at first. It's less than 2 inches tall. But it really challenges this whole idea that you need a massive shelf-breaking receiver to get good sound. We're talking about the WolfPack 100-watt Class-D stereo power amplifier, part number MON18512. And our mission really is to figure out if this tiny box can actually replace the heavy equipment we're all used to.
It's a really fascinating piece of modern engineering, and to get it, you really have to start with the architecture. It's a Class-D amplifier.
Right.
Now, historically, Class-D, it got a bit of a bad rap in high-fidelity circles.
Yeah, purists would say it sounded, what, sterile or too digital?
Exactly! Compared to those giant heat-generating amps we all remember.
The ones that basically doubled as space heaters in the winter.
Yeah.
But looking at the specs here, I mean, the technology is obviously matured.
Oh, significantly. So Class-D works by switching transistors fully on or fully off. There's no in-between. That means almost zero power is wasted as heat. It's just vastly more efficient, which is how they managed to pack 100 watts per channel into a chassis that's only 1.8 inches high. And that's into your standard 8-ohm loads.
And it jumps up, right? For more demanding speakers, say 4-ohm loads, it goes to 125 watts per channel.
It does.
But here's the part that really got my attention. There's a switch on the back. Bridgeable output. For anyone who hasn't seen this before, what happens when we flip that?
Well, you essentially transform the device. It's not a stereo amp anymore. You combine the left and right channels into a single high-power monoblock. Suddenly, you're pumping 225 watts into a single 8-ohm speaker.
Wow. So if I have like a huge passive subwoofer or a really power-hungry center channel for movies, I can just buy one of these, bridge it, and I'm done.
That's it. It turns the amp from a simple stereo unit into a modular building block. You put the power exactly where you need it.
Speaking of building blocks, let's talk connectivity. I saw the output is listed as a buffered loop line output. Why is that word buffered so important?
This is a crucial detail for custom installs. If you just split an audio signal with a cheap Y cable to send it everywhere, you lose voltage. The signal gets weaker.
And noisier.
And noisier, right? Buffered means this amp actively copies the input signal and sends out a fresh, full-strength version to the next amp in the line.
So you could daisy chain, what, 5 or 6 of these for a whole house system? Living room, kitchen, patio, and the last amp gets the same signal quality as the first one.
Precisely. It completely solves that signal degradation problem. You don't need a separate, expensive distribution hub. It's all built in.
And looking at the back panel, there's something else that just screams pro installer. It doesn't use banana plugs. It uses Euro blocks.
Right, those 4-pole detachable screw connectors. A standard consumer might find them a bit annoying. You know, you need a screwdriver.
Sure.
But for a permanent install, they're just way better. You can lock in really thick 12-gauge wire, and you never have to worry about a stray strand of copper touching the chassis and shorting out the whole system.
And part of that permanent install vibe is not wanting to manually turn the thing on every time you want to listen to music.
Oh, that's the worst. This solves that with 12-volt triggers. It has an input and an output.
So your preamp turns on, sends a little voltage spike.
And this WolfPack amp wakes up instantly. Then it passes that wake-up command down the line to the next amp in the chain. It's all automatic.
Automation is key. And it's designed to fit into a rack, physically, right?
It comes with the rack mount ears, and it's so compact you can actually mount 2 of them side by side in a single standard rack space. It's all about density.
And I assume it has the safety nets.
Of course. Built-in thermal and short-circuit protection. So if you mess up the wiring or push it too hard for too long, it protects itself. It won't fry your speakers.
Good to know. So for a price point around $275, you're getting this incredibly versatile toolkit. Power, automation, pro-level connectivity. What do you think this all means for the bigger picture, for the average home theater enthusiast?
I think it suggests a real shift in philosophy. You know, we're moving away from the super receiver, that giant, expensive box that tries to do everything.
And it creates a single point of failure.
Exactly. Devices like this WolfPack amp allow for a decentralized approach. You just stack these small, efficient blocks of power exactly where you need them.
Kind of makes the massive home theater receiver feel a bit like a dinosaur. Something to think about the next time you're staring at that tangled mess of wires behind your TV. That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.